Welcome back. It's week one, episode two of the third season of YinzerNYC, but I guess, first episode. I mean, do you count week zero? It kind of sucked.
We took it on the chin.
I'm not gonna lie. I was not pleased.
We took it on the chin. We lost some money last week. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go into the bookkeeping. We're gonna bury the football.
Yeah,
Last
let's
week,
bury the football. Burying the
yeah.
football in week zero is probably not.
Oh my God. Let's just go. Let's go into the good, bad, and the ugly. So Frankie Dimes 0-2 last week. Hawaii minus 39.5. They didn't even get off the Big Island. I mean, my God. And then you had a money line parlay. Florida State. They didn't even get it started. So the ball didn't even get rolling.
The ball
So,
didn't even get rolling.
so we're down about Frankie Dimes is about down 2.5 units.
Yeah, what are
To
you
start us
down?
off. I am down 4 units. Uh, Florida State minus 3.5. The under was gold. Florida State couldn't have kicked a field goal to save me. The one that I'm most upset about is Haynes King got tackled about
Oh,
4 times
oh,
within the 1 yard line.
this hurt. This hurt.
In which was this was personally this was actually just this was about someone just coming up to you and just having you like bend over, just kicking you in the balls.
That's really what
Haynes
it was.
King Haynes King got tackled to the one, and then they brought in the backup who proceeded to just run right
Yeah,
in.
like untouched and into the end zone.
We're texting in a group chat. I'm like, all right, here we go. Like literally what I said was going to be plot. I was like, Haynes King within the 5 yard line is going to run it in.
Yeah,
And they brought in this guy, Brett, whatever. I don't know. Dude came in, ran, played like 2 snaps, and one was a touchdown.
yeah.
And then SMU minus 13 first half. SMU actually came back and won the game. SMU ended up playing the quarterback that played towards the end of the year whenever the starter got hurt. So they were treating the game like a preseason game, which obviously that the SID didn't pass that info to me that they were
No,
just going to end up rotating quarterbacks, and they almost lost the game. So
yeah, they
you
were
know what?
rotating like every other couple series or whatever.
Yeah, and once they let that kid cook, SMU kind of got in a rhythm and came back. So I thought SMU would
Stone.
Stone, yeah. SMU, which was like one of the highest tempo teams in the country last year, kind of came out and like was grinding the clock. And then towards the end of the game, I think they scored like something like 16 or 19 points in 2 drives. So kind of a weird thing.
Do you
Uh,
think do you think that with the new clock rule that teams are and with the new headset thing, like it's taking longer for teams to get set?
well, that's interesting you say. So, if anything, it's probably, which somebody touched on, it's probably going to cut down on turnovers because it is nice because now that the defense is set, the coach does have like 5, 10 seconds to be like, hey, here are your reads. The defense is set. If not this and this, so quarterbacks are basically in college. It's like you have 3 reads. If not this,
Yeah.
then this and this. So it is nice. So we should see, especially for players like Haynes King, where the turnover prone
Or
guys.
Castellanos in Boston College.
Yeah, the guy at Virginia who's just like a
Oh,
walking.
Colandria, that guy
Yeah,
rules.
he's just a walking chaos meter. So it'll bear out. We'll see, with some of the turnovers and stuff, but I don't know. I think if you would have just played like a first half, if you would have last week just played a first half underdog money line parlay,
Yeah.
you would have probably been retired already because they were just crushing it.
Or if
Uh,
you would have just played dogs and unders all week, you would have had a great
yeah,
week.
dogs and unders were big. So this week, it's one of those things I'm going to tread a little lightly. There's a few things I like.
The
Um,
slate's not great.
it's going to be a fun weekend.
Oh, it'll be fun.
It's one of those things where I'd like to see a game or two. So I'm not going to go crazy, but we definitely learned a few things from last week.
Yeah. I
I'm
joined a
still
pool. I joined a pool for the first time.
what are you doing? Like a pick 'em pool?
I'm doing like a spread pick'em pool.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I think
I
it's
just
just
Venmoed a random guy $100. I hope it works.
that's living danger. That's like Frankie texted us in the group chat. He's like, "Hey, I just made amends with my bookie. Does anybody want to join a pool?" Which is
I
like
did.
I it that's like hey, that's like getting the same text like, hey, I just got back together with like this girl I keep breaking up with. Do you want to go on vacation? I'm like, no, I don't.
He's
No,
a
I don't
good
really.
guy.
I'm sure he is, but you know what? On the list of things where do I want to trust my money with a bookie that you had a rough relationship with?
It
No.
wasn't rough. It was just we didn't speak for a while.
Once again, it's one of those things that I don't need it in my life. I can gamble. If this was 5 years ago, sure, but
You don't
it's
want to
one
be
of
in a
those.
contest. Dude, we were up 40 units last year. Imagine if I do that again this year and then
Yeah.
I'm winning a ton in a random pool.
And imagine if there's 1,000 other ways I can get the money and it's guaranteed to come back to me. There is. I don't need to trust that you and this bookie don't have a falling out. This is once again. I don't need volatility added with you. your life, I don't need your circumstance. There's too many X factors with you involved. You know that.
What's going on with your background right now? What is that?
It's just blurred.
What are you hiding?
Do you want me to unblur it?
Yeah.
Uh, there you go. It's just blurred.
Okay.
It's the same place I
Proceed.
take.
Proceed.
It's the
Proceed. You can go
same
back.
place I take video calls during. It's just a little messy.
I
Nothing.
thought
Nothing like
I
it.
thought you were gonna have something hanging from the closet, maybe something
Sorry.
weird going on back there.
It's literally where I take like 90% of my office calls, so it's just blurred. Nothing to hide, unfortunately.
What state are you in?
Ohio, back in
Uh,
Cincy.
I thought you were in Kentucky or something.
Back in Ohio. But what's
Oh, you know what happened at the end of the episode last week?
what?
You were asking me who I was going to pick for the national championship, and it got cut off.
All right, I want two picks. I want a long shot, and I want your pick because last year I actually went back and I listened to the preseason pod. We had some hits, we had some
Did
misses, Colorado, but I did give
we
out
got
Michigan.
screwed on Colorado,
We
and I
did.
got screwed. I tell you what, I got screwed on Georgia State over Air Force over.
I was on Air Force.
Both those teams had to win one game with like 4 weeks left, and they couldn't do it.
I was pumping the Air Force train for you. That was kind of my fault, but I
Yeah,
gave out Michigan last year as my title favorite at like plus
Georgia
9.
Southern. Sorry.
Yeah. Give me your long shot to win the title and give me your favorite because I feel really good. I had
Now, what's defined as a long shot? Like at plus what or above?
over 1,200.
Okay.
Over, I'm not asking for anything like 40 to 1.
Okay. Thank you.
Give me a
Uh,
long shot. Give me a favorite.
okay. So a long shot is somebody that's like has to like make it in.
Yeah,
Like, and so that was my mindset on this. It's like look at each conference, which conference has the chance to like send a winner in. They might not be like a top five team or whatever, but they win the conference, they're gonna be in the dance. And that to
yeah.
me is Clemson at plus
Okay.
4,000.
Okay. So you're saying what you're basically saying is you think Clemson is a live dog this week.
Against
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
but
That's
either
fine.
way,
That's
that's
fine.
my long shot.
Okay.
It's called a long shot. It's not called a sure thing.
That's right. I like it.
And then my other pick, and this is I actually have a couple futures on this, at a couple different numbers. The Ducks,
Okay. Oregon. I like
Oregon.
Oregon. I think that's one I've looked at. My long shot.
Lightning just struck, by the way. I think that's good luck.
I think
I
I
said
think you,
Oregon and Lightning.
I think you need to put out 100 on it. I
Okay.
think my long shot is, and this is truly a long shot. I think it's just me sipping the tea. Is Ole Miss. I think you can get around like plus 16, plus 1,700.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it going to bear out? The offense is going crazy. I think plus 16, 1,700. I looked at LSU a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how real they are after Sunday. But my favorite, and maybe it's the Big Ten bias, maybe I'm riding it. I can't stop looking at Ohio State's roster.
Stop.
I can't
You
stop
gotta
looking at it.
stop.
There is talent on that offense everywhere you look. You look at the receiver room, the running back room. You look at the quarterback. They finally have a dual threat quarterback that can move the ball. I
Yeah,
don't.
well, he got beat out at K-State for a
That's
reason.
true. That's true. Now, does he have a reverse Joe Burrow? I don't know.
Okay.
Does he have a reverse Joe Burrow? I'm not saying now is he. I don't think he's going to be the strength of that team, but that running could they do what Michigan did?
Yeah, their two-headed monster at running back is really impressive. Yes.
It's insane. And then the receivers room, you're still bringing back Abuka. You're still bringing back so much depth in that receivers room. And this is probably going to be a make or break year for Ohio State. I keep looking. The odds have shortened on that. They were in the 600-700s for a while. They're down to like 380 with Georgia. But I had a bunch of nice Ohio State with Spain Euro futures. Get that at about like a plus 1,900 tickets. I'll be riding those. But I've been pounding Ohio State. I think Ohio State, Oregon. I would if you could give me a Big Ten to win the national championship ticket. It might be a nice future. We might have to look into one of those.
Ohio State, top 15 special teams, top DB room in the country, one of the top D lines in the country. It's something to think about.
That's one of those things I'm thinking about. What about you're definitely this is gonna be
I'm
one of
out
those
on Ohio State and until Ryan Day proves something to me.
that's
That's
true.
why
And
I'm not picking Ohio State.
that was the Harbaugh thing last year. So I'm thinking maybe Ohio State needs to get their own Connor Stallions. Maybe they get their own little guy.
They probably have their own guy, and they're just crying because they're saying, "Oh, Michigan got caught." Whatever. Every team has a guy. Every
What I
team
want
has
to
a guy.
know,
What do you
of
think
course,
GA? What do you think GAs do? They don't have a headset on game day. You don't think they're trying to decipher signs?
No more signs anymore, though, buddy.
I
No
know.
more,
That's what I'm
no more
saying.
signs. What about this? Since you're just in the trenches now with all these G5 teams, we're gonna get a non, I guess, power or whatever now team. You're
Yeah.
gonna get the 12 team. Who do you like in that group to sneak in? I have a team that I like to sneak in as that number 12 team. Who do you like coming out of those non-traditional power
Yeah,
four?
I mean, you look at it, and then it's going to start with Memphis or Liberty.
Mhm.
My pick was Texas State. That was my pick.
That's a deep
That's
cut. I like Liberty. I'm chalky on it. I'm
yeah,
chalky.
that's very chalky.
It's very chalky. Okay, I like the Memphis cut. I like the Memphis cut.
Yeah, that's another one.
What about any Heisman guys? Because we didn't get to talk about some of the player stats for week 0. Any Heisman guys you like?
Here's my thing: is like I don't really care about the Heisman.
Not a Heisman guy.
No, I'm not a Heisman guy. I'm really not
Not even with your Oregon pick, you're not going to ride me the Heisman juice for Oregon.
because I don't think Dylan Gabriel's Heisman quality quarterback.
It's true.
He's a very good college quarterback. He's not Heisman quarterback.
I keep looking at the Jackson Dart Heisman odds. I keep looking at the Quinn Ewers Heisman odds.
It's not going to be either of the Ohio State running backs because the carries are going to get split up too much. So it's going to be neither of those guys. It could be Jackson Dart. And then you go back to back years of like a team that doesn't win the Natty or do like very, very well in the SEC, and it's just their quarterback.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is our first week. We can always get in. We're gonna save, at least for me, I want to save all the bullshit, all the stories for week 3, 4, 5, whenever we kind of get whenever we get sick of college football. This is the first slate we've had since like November. I want to dig into these games. What game? I know which game you're most excited about. This is the same game we're most excited about.
West Virginia, Penn State.
Absolutely. I got my Stellar shirt on today. You're repping the ears. All right. I think we're gonna have it in the locks pick. I think we're gonna have it a little bit later.
Yeah. I'm not putting that game in the locks. You can though.
Okay. I know that. So what do you think? What do you think with heart and head? Give me the heart pick, give me the head analysis. What do you think is gonna happen in the West Virginia game?
The heart and the head. So it's funny to hear my friends who don't like know gambling talk to me about the spread about that game, because they're like, man, we started at 10 and now we're at like 7.5, now we're at 8. And I'm like, dude, the only reason that is because we're home dogs. That has nothing to do with, hey, they think we're gonna win more. Lines, I have to preach this to people. Lines are not based off of what Vegas thinks is going to happen. The lines are based off of what is going to get Vegas 50-50 money on each pick, so they don't get killed.
Well, let me ask you this. Last year going to the Penn State game, did you think at all we had any chance of that game?
No.
At all.
No.
Do you think, I'm not telling you, how do you feel about this game?
I think there's a legitimate puncher's chance.
That's what I think.
I think I think it could be a game going into the late second half. And it was a game going into the late second half last year. And now you get the added benefit of like all eyes are on you. It's Fox big noon kickoff, whatever. McAfee's going to be there. He's building the hype circle. Saban will be there. He's building the hype circle. The stars are aligning for it to be a very memorable thing. Here's the deal.
This is a program, could be a program changing win.
Yeah, because you recruit a lot of the same kids.
Yeah, this isn't a program. This won't be a big loss. It's kind of a great situation for West Virginia.
Yeah, because we lose, we're expecting to lose. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a loss where, okay, as long as it's not a blowout. If it's a blowout, it's a bad loss. If it's a 30-point loss, it's a bad loss. If it's anything, if you told me Saturday night that, if we lose, if it's close, okay, I'm happy, I'm proud. We need to go out. We need to take care of business against Big 12 for good. Yeah. But as the week draws closer, it's kind of weird to talk about this even 2 years ago. I feel very good about our chances. I like the room we have. Now, this could be a different conversation next week. The speed, the strength of the defensive line could really wreck the game plan. We could be, we could have no strength.
But they have one of the best defensive lines in the country.
They do.
And they have one of the best defensive backs in the country. So there's that.
It's one of those things where I think you put it great. There's a puncher's chance. I don't think, it's one of those things where I'm like, man, I think West Virginia could get neutralized pretty easily at the line of scrimmage. This game can get out of hand. This might be a great live betting experience. So if you're watching this game, we're probably going to know 2 series in whether it's going to be a game or not.
I don't know, man. The script. You look at the FSU script. Oh, man, we got him. Oh, man, we got him.
The thing is too, in the Florida State game too, which we will talk about that too. The Florida State game, DJ, if you've watched Uyunglele play
He
his
can't
whole
throw over the
career,
middle. He stinks. Let's move
can't
on.
throw the middle. And Georgia Tech did the exact same. They took the air out of the ball. They shortened the game.
Which I
And
think is what Neal is going to
yeah,
do against Penn State.
and the thing is,
That's why
too,
I'm looking at the under in this game.
the under is a good pick. And the thing is, too, is what if Drew Aller, what if he can't throw? What if he can't make big plays? What if they force him to make the plays and he can't?
Well, we got to look. We got to look at the new offensive coordinator for Penn State. New
Kansas
offensive
guy.
Kansas guy, Buffalo guy. It's
Yeah.
that modified triple
Yeah.
running around.
Yeah.
Now they do have a couple of great running backs at Penn State.
It's fucking
I don't know if
scary.
I don't know if Drew is necessarily he's not Jalen Dan like he's not
No,
Jalen. Like he's not gonna be
no,
able to move the same. He's
no,
athletic, but he's not like crazy like Jalen is.
no. There's like I said, there's a chance West Virginia does it. Will I be betting West Virginia? Will it be in the locks? It's probably gonna be in the locks because I'm just bleeding blue and gold.
I love
But
that.
it's one of those things where as long as West Virginia, if Garrett Green's gonna have a Pat White game to win the game. I think that's the end of the game. But the other thing I want to talk about too is because I'm sure we're gonna talk about it later. What's your second favorite game of the day? Your second favorite game, your third favorite game?
Oh
Give me your top
gosh.
three. What
My
game are you most
second
excited about?
favorite game of the day.
Yeah.
I gotta pull up the sketch again. I gotta pull it up. You go ahead. What's yours?
I want to see the game that I'm most excited about is I want to see Texas A&M Notre Dame.
Yeah, that one's on the list
It's
for me. That's in the locks. That's in the locks. So that's why I didn't want to talk about it that much.
okay. That game is we'll save it then. It's two teams at a crossroads for me. It's two teams that I would have liked to kind of see, get a game on under their belts first before I saw them play. So it's kind of
Right?
nice to see those two. It is kind of fun to see those two because you don't know what you're going to see. So that game. And then there's a lock pick I have, which we might as well just get into the locks because it sounds like we're going to talk about these games.
We got half an episode left. We got 20 minutes left, basically.
Alrighty, let's go into the locks then. Give me your first lock of the day, and
Oh
I got
god.
a
I'm still
few.
looking at the schedule of what my favorite game is besides because I really am not like pumped for LSU USC. I'm really not.
Why
And
not?
I don't know. I'm just not. That's on Sunday. I tell you what I'm more excited about is arguably Miami, Florida.
I have that. No, that's going to be part of my picks, and I'm just going to start with my first pick of the day. It's a
Okay.
one-unit pick,
You go
and
ahead.
I've been alluding to it. It's West Virginia plus 8.5. If you can get it at 9, God bless you.
Go.
8.5 for everything we talked about. Maybe it's with the heart, but I don't. I think it's going to be a close game. Even if it is a 10-14 point game, we remember what Penn State did run up the score last year. I don't think West Virginia is going to quit. So they're
Yeah.
going to fight tooth and nail at home. There's a chance West Virginia wins the game. I think it's better than a chance. So give me the Mountaineers 1 unit, 8.5.
It is really nice to have this like I haven't felt this way about West Virginia football in a while. I haven't really felt this way about West
I think
Virginia.
that's what it is, and we could get absolutely punched in the stomach.
I mean we had kind of highish expectations going into Pitt on the road a couple years ago and then
Yeah,
like got crushed the very first game of college football. We were the very first game and then like, oh, well,
yeah,
we're
go
probably not
back
going
to
to be that
normal.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you're back to normal. So I mean, I get it, but it is one of those things where it is kind of nice to be back there. But no, I get it. Do you have a
It's so
one?
funny to hear neither of these teams are trying really, really, really hard not to give bulletin board material to the other team.
I think you're right. Both are very cautiously, optimistic, but both kind of scared of each other, which is nice.
Oh, if you listen to what
Usually,
James is saying, James is like, "Hey, these fans are loyal. They're great fan. Like he's trying to
yeah,
kill us with kindness to the point where it's like,
no,
well, Penn State Kevin here beat us, but they were cool.
yeah, no, and he's not wrong because he knows, like I said, he knows there's a chance. And James on the road, big games, not been the best.
Something to think about."
Yep.
My first pick. My first pick. Again, if we know anything about my strategy, it's not my team is better than your team. It's my team is not as bad as your team, which is atrocious.
Yep.
And I might be a little bit of a road warrior this week, and that's okay. My first pick for week 1, coming back from a negative week, but also coming back from a 40-unit season last year.
Killing it.
Eastern Michigan +3 at UMass. Eastern Michigan +3 at UMass.
Stinky.
Okay. I mean, it's not good. It's not a good team. I'll fully admit that. I know this. But here's the thing: we talked about UMass last week and how they're just god awful. But we also talked about how Eastern Michigan will play you on concrete.
Yeah.
Uh, they have a chance to go to a bowl game here. I think they're a talented team. Their defensive backs are kind of young. It is what it is. They got a top special teams unit in the MAC, which is going to come into play in this game because both teams stink. So where's the difference going to be in the margins, which is special teams? Uh, don't really know much about the quarterback because he was at Rutgers and he wasn't very good. But UMass wasn't very good either. That's my analysis for this game. My team is not as bad as your team.
All right. Honestly,
Oh, they
I
have a
love
guy
it.
named Justin Jefferson too, which is funny. But he plays
I
linebacker. He's arguably their best linebacker.
don't think he's the same guy, but all
No.
right. Give me the next one. I'm gonna do this is my new strategy. I'm gonna do a back the public and a fade the public little teaser
Okay.
here. So I'm gonna back the public 7 point teaser, and I'm gonna fade the public 7 point teaser. So I'm gonna back the public Colorado -2.5. They are gonna
Okay.
slaughter. I think Colorado. This is Dion's just ready to slaughter. So give me Colorado two
It's
and a half.
really not the same North Dakota State team, and I'm trying to tell people this.
Yeah,
I like it's fun, it's cool, like they're still a good team, but it's not like what it was. Like it's still the factory, but it's not the factory. They're not even the best Dakota anymore. Like South
no,
Dakota State is the better Dakota, and even
mm,
regular North Dakota is a quality FCS team. I think South Dakota is even a quality FCS team. So it's like the game will be fun. Our If you're cheering for now, we have Colorado team total under. We're
mm,
cheering for man ball in this game from North Dakota State because that's where Colorado is weak at is the lines. But also with this new offensive coordinator that Colorado has, I think they could also be trying to run it a little bit more.
yeah,
Um, so the under could be a play there. It's 61. That's a pretty high
yeah.
number.
Yeah, I could see, and like I said, they're going to try to take the air out of the ball. And then on the flip side, I'm going to take 7 the other way and give me Florida +10.
Okay.
Everybody wants Miami. Something about this line stinks. Everyone talks about Florida's going to have the hardest schedule. Florida's going to be under 4.5 wins. Florida's been hearing this. Just whenever you think that Florida is going to be terrible, that's when they win. Give me Florida +10 with Colorado -2.5. That's a 2 unit play. That actually comes in, especially with it's going juicy the other way. You can actually get that added on -105, -110. So give me that for 2 units. Back the public with Colorado, fade the public that loves Miami the other way. Give me Florida +10. Give me that all day.
I love that. I
Yep.
love that. My next pick, Boise State and Georgia Southern under 57.5. This is 1 unit. Both these teams are defense first this year, and both these teams are run the ball first this year. I really don't trust Maddox over. He's the quarterback, the new quarterback at Boise. They do have a quality run game with quality O line, quality defense. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to man ball you. Same with Georgia Southern. Clay Helton, he was sort of like an air raid guy, and it hasn't really worked out. And I think he's going to try to do like a lot of like the spread, like read option sort of stuff with JC French at quarterback. I do want to give you a weather tip. I got a weather
Here,
tip.
we love them.
The game is an earlier game, and it is going to be 91 degrees in
Jesus.
southern Georgia. And you have Boise coming in from Boise, Idaho to 91 degrees southern Georgia. It's something to think about. I think both these teams could be totally gassed. I got under 91 or under 57 and a half.
I'll ride the under 91.
Under
Uh,
91.
my next bet, Bama -32 versus Western Kentucky 1 unit. Just Bama first game, they're going to roll the board, new offense. He's going to want to show it off. And
Okay.
honestly, I love about Bama, so many blue chippers. Even when you put the second wave in, those guys are still going to want to score. 1 unit play, easy play. I think they should be up by in the 40s by about the second half. So that's an easy play for me. I was thinking that was going to be in the 40s or 50s,
Wow.
like that. Easy, 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 easy.
I'm going back. I'm a road warrior again.
Yep.
I'm going back to road warrior. All right. I got that's like I got Mountain West. And what's crazy is I always claim I can't handicap Mountain West a lot because a lot of those teams stink out there and weird stuff happens and it's late and whatnot. I got Wyoming plus 7.5 going to Arizona State. Arizona State is going to compete with Houston and Cincinnati and BYU as the worst team in the Big 12. They are
Yep.
still not there. Kenny Dillingham has outwardly said, and I respect him for doing this, the head coach at Arizona State, outwardly said, this is a rebuild. This is a long rebuild. You have to give me time. Their D line is respectfully the worst part of their team, and Wyoming returns a guy. And now they had like a crazy long streak of 1,000-yard rushers. They missed that last year by 20 yards. It is what it is. The guy got 900 plus yards, and he's back. And their O line is still quality. And they have a tight end who is like that weird hybrid receiver tight end. He's got like a weird like three name thing, like Grant Van something something. It's one of those weird Midwest names. He I think he's going to be a factor in this game as well. Just like a pop out, like chip block and then pop out. He had his longest catch last year was 89 yards, so he can motor a little bit. I am really really digging Wyoming's defense. They're always going to be tough. And new thing for the Wyoming football team this year: names on the back of the jerseys. First time, first
That,
time. So
that's a kind of analysis you're really getting here.
yeah, I like the Cowboys as live dogs on the road, and you're getting 7 and a hook. I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
All right. I got one more play and then I'm tapped out. Give me
Wow.
as much as give me a road dog, or excuse me, give me a road favorite or road dog. Jesus, it's late. Miami, Ohio +3 against Northwestern.
I
I don't
looked at
trust.
that. I looked at
Yeah,
that.
Miami, Ohio. I think that's going to be the class of that. And I think Miami, Ohio bringing a ton of starters back. Northwestern don't really love the team they're bringing back. Don't really love the quarterback. Doesn't inspire me. Very low total, sub
Brett
40.
Brett Gabbert
Um,
still there. Brett Gabbert,
yeah.
Blaine's
Uh,
brother.
yeah, I don't
Like his
honestly. I don't know if
10th
he.
year.
I don't. Yeah. So, like I said, not inspiring me a ton. I'll grab, especially with a 40, sub 40 total. Give me 3 points. Give me Miami, Ohio at +3. So I'll take that. That's my last play of the day.
That's your last play.
My last
Uh,
play.
you gave 4. If you gave 4, I'll give 4. I don't need
Give
to.
4.
I don't need to. It's week 1. Let's not kill ourselves here.
Nope.
Plus, we're already down bad.
Yep.
I got Hawaii team total over 19 and a half.
I like that.
Yeah, they scored. What they scored last week? 30 something.
I don't
Uh,
think they were showing a whole lot either.
they weren't showing a whole lot. That's the thing. They're just gonna stay in ace, and they're gonna run like run and shoot switch, run and shoot shallow, run and shoot da da da, and then like a dive. And their playbook isn't very big to begin with, but they still don't want to unleash everything on Delaware State.
And
UCLA is not good on defense. Not good
no.
on defense. Um,
And the thing is too is I really want to play the Texas A&M game. I really want to play the LSU game, but you know what? They're close games. It's low numbers. Just sit back, enjoy it, and watch it. They're great games.
okay,
We'll learn about these teams.
okay,
What's nice about having a lot of good games is we don't need to play it like last week. We had to play these games because there's nothing else to watch.
yeah. And look what happened.
Yeah, look what happened. We got crushed. So some unit discipline is nice for everybody. Quick recap. I got the Mountaineers +8.5, Colorado -2.5, Florida +10, 2-unit parlay, Bama -32. That's going to come in. Miami, Ohio +3, 1 unit. The Dimes, man, you have EMU +3, under 57.5, Boise State. You have Wyoming +7 and the hook, and then Hawaii team total over 19.5, which I'm probably going to add that to a card.
I don't even have. I don't have a power 5.
You don't have a power 5, which is honestly,
I
and
don't have a power 5 pick.
I'm shocked you're not, which is total.
How do I have? I mean, I have power 5 leans I'm looking at, but there's nothing. I mean, like Tennessee's a lean, Oklahoma's a lean, Maryland is a lean. There's nothing that I've really set in stone here. Miami team total's a lean.
Why
You know
don't
what?
you
Go ahead.
why don't you give us one power 5? You don't have to give us a pick. Why don't you give us a lean for everybody? Why don't you give us one power 5 play?
Odd. Not, and you don't want me to give you a total. Like I can't be like, oh, Miami and Florida. Here's the total. I
Oh
have
yeah,
to.
I'll take a total. I'll take a total. You gonna take the under in that?
I was looking at the under in that.
I already took the under. I already took the under. The under was what, like 50 or
It's
no,
like 54 and a half. I won't
54.
give that. I won't give that. I won't give that. I'll give you an actual pick. Um This is tough, man.
Is the no brainer teaser of the week? Is the no brainer teaser of the week?
Can I guess what you're
Just
gonna say? Can I guess what you're gonna say?
what is it?
I think the no-brainer teaser of the week is Texas A&M in the under.
I was gonna say, Georgia taking it below 7,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was actually gonna say Colorado because I think Colorado's gonna kick the shit out of them.
All right, here's my Power Five lean. Here's my Power
Yeah,
Five lean. And you know what? Make it apply.
pens up,
Pins up. Maryland
pens up.
-20 against UConn.
Okay,
Great receiving core in Maryland. We do have questions at quarterback,
we do.
but we're gonna figure it out on Sunday or Saturday. Sorry, excuse me.
Saturday, it's okay. But what's nice is I think next week we'll have a little discourse. I think we got some story times. I definitely have some stories for you.
Okay.
We just did a Royal Rumble
Oh my
draft to
gosh.
figure out our fantasy.
What an excellent idea by you.
Fantastic. I gotta thank Instagram.
It's still you executed it perfection. Yinzer created wrestlers for all of us, including custom intros, which are hilarious.
They were great. Had a lot of fun with those.
That was arguably the best part.
Yeah.
He created wrestlers for all of us, and he put us all in a 10-man Royal Rumble, going from worst to first, who gets the first pick in the upcoming fantasy football draft. I got third. I was pleased. I was the last entry into the Royal Rumble. I really thought I was setting up for victory there. I got to ask you a question about it, though.
Yes.
The guy who finished last.
Yeah.
Did you edit his character to make him terrible?
No. I think everybody was overall between like 78 to like 86, 87. So
okay.
No. He was like, I think he was like an 81 or 82. He wasn't even the lowest. Dylan was the lowest. He was like 125 pounds.
Hey, but he made it pretty far. He's right in the dead middle of the. How many leagues? We got. It says 6 minutes here. How many leagues of fantasy football are you in?
3.
That's how many. That's how many I'm in.
3's a good number.
And do you try to get same guys? Do you try to get similar guys?
Here's the deal. I have like a big money league that I'm like, that's going to be all my focus.
Okay.
I have this league, which is like, this is like the fun league. And then
the fun league's $50 entry, pal.
This is a fun league. This is the fun league. This is the league. This is a good league. And then like, I feel like there's always a couple guys I want to get, but I feel like the draft position is really what determines it more. So it's like, I feel like there's always I feel like there's more guys that I avoid. There's guys that I don't. I feel like there's a couple guys.
Everyone loves Fantasy Corner. Can you give me a tip here on who
I don't want?
Who you don't want? Yeah.
Really receivers in the first round, early rounds. I don't want any of the big receivers. I don't want Tyreek Hill.
You don't want any of the point scorers. You don't want.
I don't want any of the big receivers in the first round. I feel like they all have a lot of issues coming in. Chase held out.
What?
Hill's 30 years old and they force-fed him the ball. CeeDee Lamb, maybe I'll take him. But too many question marks. I don't like any of the big receivers.
Okay, give me the running back. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I only know my draft position in 2 of my 3 leagues.
Yeah.
I got 102 and 103.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just alternating between CD and Tyreek Hill. Now I'm a big Dolphins fan, but I have moral qualms with Tyreek Hill. Major.
Yeah. Take CeeDee Lamb, take Breece Hall, take Bijan. Take one of those. Tyreek Hill's 30 injuries. They basically said all last year, they're like, we force-fed Tyreek Hill last year to get him to 2,000 yards.
And it didn't work.
Which makes it seem like they're going to not do that this year.
So. Jalen Waddle break out if you can get him mid rounds.
That might be the pick. So I'm not saying don't draft the receivers, but I think like Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra, I think those guys are going to be. So it's like I'm a little more worried about those guys last year. Chase sitting out. CeeDee Lamb's back.
I got to start looking up ADPs.
Yeah. So I think
draft positions.
Yeah, I think I don't know. There's a few guys I like. I really like Chase Brown for the Bengals. I think it's going to be a really, really late ad, but everything points up to him being like a Kyren Williams type year. So I'll probably have him on a lot of my teams.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you say it 10 times before it actually happens. You say it for the Hall of Fame game. You say it for the first preseason game. You say it on week 0. You say it on the Thursday night game, the Friday night game, the Saturday game, week 1 of NFL. I'll say it right now. Football's back.
It's here. It's officially tonight. Tonight's the last sleep before it's back because tomorrow
we got Colorado NDSU tomorrow.
You don't think I'll be glued to the TV? I got some big parlays tomorrow, so I'm ready to roll.
Listen, I hope for your sake, Colorado wins, but I hope for my team total that they
I'll
get
tell
killed.
you what, between preseason football and week 0, I've been getting my teeth kicked in with some just
What's up
brutal
with
loss.
you in these preseason plays? I play one of your preseason games and I get killed. They
I
got
have
they got goose egg. Yenzer, they got killed.
Let me tell you, I have lost preseason, and I'm like, why are you
Why are
betting
you
preseason
betting on
football?
it?
I have lost. I told you I lost the Ravens game where they went to kneel the
They
ball and they fumbled the snap, and the
the
other team
Ravens
kicked
game where
the
they
field goal.
lost the streak or no?
I don't know if they lost the streak, but the Eagles missed a field goal. The Ravens snapped the ball. They fumbled the kneel, and the Eagles fell in and kicked the field goal and beat them. And I had the Ravens plus 2.5. So that was a pretty brutal loss. So I've lost. Yeah, I don't know. I've been ice cold. So hoping to break the streak. Hoping we turn it
I
around.
mean, us starting in the hole like 5 units is not. We got
We're
goose
gonna
egg
see.
last week.
We're gonna see. Haynes King, like I said, Haynes King. I
That
think
was
I caught
tough.
that tackle. He got tackled 4 times inside the 1 yard line.
That was
Sucker.
tough.
So
Hawaii
that's
never
fine.
stood a chance, even though Delaware State. I forgot to even add the anecdote that Delaware State missed their flight out to Hawaii.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, 30 some players. But you know what? It's preseason for everybody.
It's
We're here to
preseason,
make
and we're
mistakes.
here. And guess what? We both made the roster, and we're ready
That's
to
right.
kill it this year.
That's right.
We're
On
ready.
that 53, baby. All right, man.
Final 53. Let's go.
Let's go get some winners. But like I said, I feel good about this slate. I feel a lot better about this than us forcing, us forcing it. We're analytics guys. We got to see the board. So
We
we
got to
feel
see
better.
the board. Bury the football as season funerals in today.
I can't wait.
Funerals in today, baby.
So jazzed. I can't
All
wait,
right,
bud.
let's go get some winners. I'll see you, buddy.
Fire that musket, Mountaineers by 1 billion.
Let's go, Mountaineers. Let's go drink some beers. Oh
Take it
wait,
easy.
wait, no. What did he say? 66240. He said. He said. He
I
said.
think I
He said.
think
He
he
said he
said
might make a new song. He said he might make a new song.
I
I'm. A,
think
I'm.
he I think he told the doctor that he needs to get his fucking Ozempic medication back.
He. He had a line in Gold and the Blue. It's what we're closing the show with today. West Virginia kills Penn State. You know to close your ears if you've been here before, because the musket goes bang every time we score. All right. Have a good night. I'll see you.
Shout out 66240 OG.